So I'm talking to guys from Brazil.
Yeah, from Brazil, man. Do you believe?
All right. Hey, hold on a minute. Hey, Luke, I need you to come get these dogs and put them someplace or take them for a walk or something.
Even dogs is happy right now.
Yeah.
Please. Or take them downstairs. Give me a minute, man. I don't want my dogs to bark.
That's okay.
Because I'm getting ready to go on to this thing with Brazil, so I can't have them in here. There's one right there and one right there. Just 1 minute, fellas.
Oh, it's okay. No problem.
Oh, by the way, got some coffee right there. Not Brazilian, but it's good.
Awesome.
You got both of them, man? Well, you got to get both, Luke. All right, well, just lock the door and let me just close the door and get them both. There you go. Close the door, Luke. Thank you. I don't know. Okay, gentlemen.
Okay.
I hope you can't hear that.
Yeah. That's okay.
Okay.
How are you, Mr. Foreman?
I'm good. It's
Good.
I told my brother and his wife that I'm talking to some gentlemen from Brazil today. His wife is from Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
Paulo. So is it Sao Paulo? Is that where?
Yeah.
I'm from São Paulo as well.
Maybe a little town outside of there called
Messi
or Mess. I don't know. But anyway, it's kind of interesting. I just told her this morning we were going to be talking. So
awesome,
all
man.
good.
That's
Okay.
a really big coincidence.
Yeah. I'm going to introduce our podcast to the audience, and then we will start the questions, okay?
Okay.
Hello, Purple and Blood Nation. Today is one of the most special days of my life. I am very nervous and excited about this because today, with me and Enrique, we're going to interview the legendary running back of the Minnesota Vikings, NFL Rookie of the Year, 5-time Pro Bowler, and member of the Minnesota Vikings Ring of Honor, the Spin Doctor Chuck Foreman. Hello, Mr. Foreman. How are you again?
Hello, everybody in Brazil. It's great to talk to you.
Awesome, man. So, first of all, it's a pleasure to meet you. I am Gabriel, and this is my friend Enrique. We are the creators of Minnesota Vikings Brazil project, together with some other friends. And I want to thank you for this incredible opportunity to be able to talk to you.
I appreciate it. Really, it's good to be here talking with you. Of course, you can hear my dogs. I don't know, but here we go.
That's okay. That's okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
And I will leave the first question for my friend Enrique.
Mr. Foreman, first of all, I don't have words to express how happy I am talking to you. It's a huge honor. Nice mustache, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We started this like 4 years ago. We took the project and talking to such a big player, so important in the Vikings history. It's something that I don't think we ever imagined would happen. So, excuse us if we're nervous, we start to stutter a little bit. It probably will happen. But I would like to start asking, nowadays, basically, I think we were talking about this in the podcast. Every running back, has to be a good blocker, has to be a good pass catcher.
Right.
But in 70s when you play, it wasn't every running back like that. You stood out with your ability to catching passes, producing the passing game as well. It's kind of like, I don't know if you like this question, but do you think, you talking as well with the scrambling quarterbacks, do you think you guys don't have the same recognition you should have because of losing the Super Bowls you play? And you think you have one, maybe just one, people will give more credit to what you and the Vikings did?
Well, I agree with you. If we would have won one Super Bowl, we certainly would have gotten a lot more recognition than we do, especially in today's game. But forget the fact that this is it's actually the ultimate team sport, no question about it. But when you talk about the Minnesota Vikings, we don't get the respect that we deserve, because once you lose the Super Bowl, pretty much they don't even think about you. Then you go back again, they got to think about you, and then you lose that one. Then you go back for the third time, and they're saying, well, maybe, maybe not. But, those games are very difficult to get to, as you can see. That we haven't been back since we left, since my guys and I left. And the Vikings have had some good teams, some great players here, but they still haven't made the team achievements that we did in my era. And the game is different now. And now the running back, like me, the runner receiver, if you're not a runner receiver in today's game, you might not make the team. Or if you do, your role will be limited. Now, in my impression, in my personal opinion, the runner receiver gets no respect. Like myself, Roger Craig, who played for the San Francisco 49ers, me first, and then maybe one or two other guys. But, we do not, and especially me, we don't get the respect that we deserve as an innovator in the game, thanks to our coaches and things like that. But in today's game, no contest. I mean, that's the game is perfect for me.
So you had the opportunity to play in 3 Super Bowls with the Vikings, but unfortunately we didn't win. But that team is still considered one of the best teams in the NFL history, right? What are your most memorable memories from that time, and do you keep in touch with the players from that team?
Well, we still stay in touch, especially when we all get together. Unfortunately, some of us are no longer here, but the ones that are, we have what they call alumni suite downtown at the games, and we have an opportunity to go to every game if we want to, and we kind of connect like that. We connect with the players of my era and the players that are there now and a little bit after us. But we maintain a relationship for sure because of the alumni program that Minnesota Vikings have, and some of us, of course, we came to play here in Minnesota. Then when the season was over, everybody went their separate ways. But the guys that live here in Minnesota, we usually get together once a month or something like that. So it's a great group of guys, and we understand what we accomplished in our era. And, we're just waiting to see what the Vikings can do now.
Mr. Foreman, we were researching about you, and my mind was like, oh yeah, Chuck Foreman, the Hall of Famer. And then I found out that you are in the Hall of Fame. I think this may be a weird topic for you, but do you know why? Like, everyone ever gave you an explanation for why you? I mean, you as a running back, you led the league receptions in one year. Was a great runner as well.
Here's what I can say to you. This year we made an effort. Skull Marketing, a guy by the name of Ben Tice, Jack McTee, a videographer, and we made a presentation to the Hall of Fame committee. Found out today that didn't work, because even though I got to the final 31, there were 3 categories that they got these 9 guys from for the finalists. Now, you got 5 guys from the senior. 3 guys from the senior class. You got 2 from. We'll make a long story short. It's only 3 guys that are going to get in, and what I think is really, after I looked at the list of the players that were on that list, they were all Hall of Fame players, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But how they choose them is another thing, because you might have a guy in there that may have had maybe 3 Pro Bowls and 1 great year, and he's in the Hall of Fame. But then you can have a guy over here that has 9 Pro Bowls and maybe not a Super Bowl appearance, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. So the criteria that they use, who knows? But in my opinion, and I hope it doesn't come off the wrong way, I don't need 11 people telling me how great I was when I played football. Okay, I know, and it's all documented.
Yeah.
I'm good with that because I know my value and what I did to the game, what I contributed to the game of football in my era. I can't talk to people before me or after me. I'm talking about during my time. There was none better. Maybe there were some is good, but none better. But I can also say one thing: nobody did it the way we did it, runner, receiver. And so, with all that said, as much as I respect the Hall of Fame and the players that are in it, the players that are Hall of Fame players that aren't in it, it's kind of, how can I put it? I don't understand the criteria that they use to select. And because if it was, or why they limit the number to 3, when you got so many great players that should be there. Like last year they had like 3 or 4 guys that they put in there, but they passed on. They won't even get to enjoy it. So after a certain time, you should just say, cut it off. Because like, what good is it going to do me if I'm not here to enjoy it? My family can't, other than they say, oh, your father's in the Hall of Fame. Oh, yeah, but I'm not getting anything from it. So the benefits to me, I don't know. I hope it doesn't sound harsh or anything like that, but I don't understand how you have some guys in there that don't have your credentials.
Yeah.
And you're not in there when you have better credentials. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so that's the part of it that baffles me, because when I see guys that play my position and their stats or whatever you want to call it, don't compare to mine, and they're in there, then my question is, I don't understand the process. So with that said, I can put it this way. I'm not losing any sleep.
In my opinion, they are losing.
No, well, whatever. But I'm just saying, we, at a certain point, you got to let it go. Because I'm everybody thinks I'm in there anyway. And I know that my stats and everything, makes its points.
So you had the privilege of playing with that famous defense on in 17th.
Purple people eating, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I am nervous.
That's okay. That's all right.
But what is like facing purple people eaters in the trainings?
Well, when I came here to Minnesota, it was a very veteran team. In other words, they had a lot of guys on the team that had been in the league 7, 8, 9, 10 years already. So our window was very small to take advantage of that. They had, when I got here, the greatest defense of all time. The Purple People Eaters, Alan Page, Carl Eller, Jim Marshall, Gary Larson, Doug Sutton. These were the guys that were up front. And then you had all these other players that made, we weren't, everybody, they were smart. They were, professionals, because there's a difference between being a pro and being a professional. A professional comes at work, knows his business and takes care of his business. A pro can come in there and just, they're generally the guys that make the mistakes, but I got to come here and play with the greatest group of guys, in my opinion, in NFL history.
Mr. Foreman, the Vikings have a very big history of great running backs. You, Adrian Peterson, then Robert Smith, but recently, especially in the past few years, the Vikings have had a lot of trouble running the ball. In the later part of Dalvin Cook's career, then Madison last year, Aaron Jones this year. Do you think this is maybe a running back problem, an offensive line problem, a coaching problem, a scheme problem? What do you think the Vikings can do to improve that?
Here's what I think. I think any running back to showcase his talent has to have the guys up front, the offensive line, to be able to do that. And our offensive line for the last few years has been questionable. Now, I think they've gotten better, the guys that are there. But in order for a running back to showcase his personal individual skill set, he needs help from those guys up front. Certainly you got to have your own personal individual assets have to come into play, no doubt about it. And some of us have, it's just natural, to be able to do that. But once you get that line there and you get those running backs that have great run vision, and you can make some things happen, because to me, without a running game, your passing attack is going to be limited. So one feeds off the other. None can survive or be great without the other. That's my opinion, anyway.
Oh, okay. You also was like being coached by one of the great coaches in the NFL history, right?
Bud Grant?
Yeah, Bud Grant. How it was in the past? Like
That's all right.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
How did Bud Grant impact your career?
As far as my football career, he was a major part of it. He actually, I guess the best thing about Bud was he set down the guidelines of his team. He expected you to be professional. He expected you to be on time. He expected you to give your ultimate effort every game. And like I said, he had a team of professionals. He showed you how to be a professional and to be committed to your craft. And I think Bud was really good at, especially for a young guy coming in that didn't know me, with a veteran team. And then for the most part, Bud never had to say anything, because the veterans on the team would tell you, hey, we don't do that way here. So the Vikings, for me anyway, I had a great, I had a great experience here, because they had a lot of great professionals, really good guys.
Have you been following the Minnesota Vikings this year? Do you think?
Oh, of course, I'll follow. I have to. I do radio and things like that. The Vikings, I've been following them this year. They're 10-2 right now, and they've had some close games, some games that were questionable. At the bottom line is nobody asked you about that. In the end, they ask you what your record is. So far, so good.
Do you think this team has the caliber to make the Super Bowl?
Look, here, let me put it to you this way. I think we got the talent to. And there's a saying in the NFL, any given Sunday, anything can happen. You can get to, once the regular season is over and you get to the playoffs, you can forget what happened during the season, because it's a whole totally different game, a whole totally different commitment, and anybody can win. What you did during the regular season, it's not even going to be, it doesn't even matter, because everybody's playing at a high level. And so the teams that make fewer mistakes, the teams that make the plays they need to make when they need to make them, that will be the team that wins.
Yeah, I'm a big enthusiast of watching locker room, behind the scenes, locker room culture and everything. I would like to ask about Kevin O'Connell, because I just searched about it. From his 8 captains when he in his first year in 2022, only 3 are on the team already, are on the team still. But the Vikings still have a really solid leadership culture from the players itself. Do you think this is Kevin O'Connell can be the coach, can be the guy? What's your opinion about O'Connell?
I think he's got the owners of the team, the Wilfs, have put together a good management team. They put together a great coaching staff. I think O'Connell has proven so far that he's a really, really good coach. I'm excited to have him and his group here. We got a great defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. So it's just a matter of staying healthy and peaking at the right time. And I think the Vikings have as good a chance as anybody to move on and maybe get to the big game.
Hey, Mr. Foreman, I know your time is short, right?
Yeah, go around.
We appreciate your presence here. So to finish, could you leave a message for Brazil, for the NFL Brazil fans, Vikings fans,
Right.
and if you want, we can teach you something about Brazil or how to say thank you Brazil for the support. Just if you
Well,
want.
No, I like I told you, I plan on going to Brazil with my brother and his wife, but this is like I told them that I was going to be on a podcast with you, so they're excited about it. So the only thing I can tell you is, look, we're happy to have fans there. It's just like, to me, I was shocked that when they came and said, hey, you want to talk to the Brazilian Viking fan? Oh, yeah. We got some people in Brazil. Yes. So anyway, you guys have like what we call from that old credit carte blanche. Anytime you need me to be there to talk to you or talk to your fans, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to come on and podcast with you. If I do get down to Brazil, I will definitely, and I'm sure I will, this not right now, but after the season, I will definitely be in touch with you. And then maybe we can do
awesome.
something live, right?
Oh.
Yeah, of course. Well,
I'm from São
And that's a
Paulo. I
that's a
will
problem.
take your word for it.
Yeah, we'll definitely look for it, but we're very happy, especially in all parts of the world. I'm like, I don't know if I'm shocked because of how things are now where you can reach anybody, but the fact that we got a Viking fan club in Brazil, it was just like, wow, I was overwhelmed to hear that, but I'm happy to hear that. So the game of football, if you're watching the Vikings, you're going to be watching one of the best teams in the game, one of the better run teams in the game. And we're happy to have you on board as far as fans, and we can connect and podcast and do whatever you want. I mean, I'm on board for it anyway. So, I'm hoping to meet you guys sometime and in my travels to Brazil. And tell all your Brazilian fans and all that, hey, we in Minnesota appreciate you.
would be awesome, man.
Hey, next year, Brazil will start a campaign Chuck Foreman for the Hall of Fame.
Well,
Yeah.
that sounds
We will
good.
get
I
we will
appreciate
get you
it.
there.
It would be
Yeah.
appreciated.
Brazilian fans are very passionate, so we have to pay attention on this.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Chuck.
Thank you,
Can-
guys.
Can you say obrigado Brasil?
Obrigado, Brazil.
Yeah.
Is that what I said? Well, yeah,
Yeah.
obrigado, Brazil.
Yeah, this is thank you Brazil.
Oh, thank you, Brazil. Yeah, obrigado,
Yeah.
Brazil. Okay.
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, of course. Thank you so much,
All
Chuck.
right. All right. Take it easy, gentlemen.
You
Yeah,
too.
All right. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Bye bye.